Hey everybody, Michael Snyder, California Weather Watch. Today is November 9th, and right now we are looking at the infrared satellite imagery. We've got the state of California here to the right. You can see the Hawaiian Islands bottom left. We're looking at the Pacific Ocean here. You can see what is a decaying frontal system approaching the west coast of North America right now. It's trying to bring a little bit of light precipitation towards some portions of northwest California. It's not going to have much luck doing so, but we do have a stronger frontal system back across the Pacific Ocean. As you can see the deep low right here near the Aleutian Islands. We're going to have another frontal system move through as we go through next week as well, and it looks like we may remain somewhat active as we go through the extended forecast. We'll take a look at the weather models and see what they have to say on the latest. Taking a look here at fires across the region. The mountain fire down here looks like it's about 17% contained now. It's over 20,000 acres, but it's not producing a lot of smoke. And I didn't see any of these fires on here producing much smoke so far today. So that is the good news. Relatively speaking, we did pretty well considering the strength of that offshore wind event we just went through and how dry things were, even though, the air quality has been pretty poor here across some portions of Southern California. Now, just a reminder that if you're across Northern California, Medford, Oregon, National Weather Service does cover some areas up there. And this frontal system is going to pack a bit of a punch as we go Sunday night through Monday coming up here. And some of the snow levels for some of extreme Northern California could drop down towards 4,500, 5,000 feet. And you can see some pretty hefty amounts above 5,000 feet there, including places like Mount Shasta and whatnot. And of course, when we go down towards the Sierra Nevada, things, the snow levels are going to be a bit higher here. And I'll show you that in a moment. But we're looking at this first frontal system. You can see Crescent City up here, almost 2 inches, Gasquet, 2 to 3 inches, southerly gusty winds, especially on the coast and the headlands up to 45 miles per hour. And this is for Sunday night through 10 p.m. Monday night. Taking a look at some of the rainfall forecasts here, and they also highlight the snow level. So any of you guys wondering about that, between 5,000 and 6,000 feet. This is Monday, Tuesday, November 11th through 12th, and you can see Sacramento maybe up towards a half an inch. The Bay Area getting a bit of rainfall here as well, so nice to see it here as we start to head on in through early towards mid-November. And this is Sacramento talking about the second system that's moving in probably on the day Wednesday and going to hang around through later portions of next week as well. So some uncertainty, of course, when you're looking that far out in the forecast, but they are talking about it, and I'll show you that more here in a moment. Actually, we're going to skip this one right now. We're going to go to the artificial intelligence, 18,000 feet. This is the initial frontal system that is falling apart as it approaches. But this one, this trough here, this polar lobe here across the Gulf of Alaska is what's driving the next frontal system. It'll be moving into the area. It's going to bring some gusty winds, probably as far south as the Bay Area, maybe a little bit further south. And then as it moves through, it's going to bring some windy conditions out of the northwest and the west as that system moves through. And then this is the one I just mentioned Sacramento was talking about as we go through the day Wednesday and Thursday. That one could pack a bit of a punch as well. So we'll be watching that system closely over the next couple of days, and it becomes somewhat of an inside slider once it moves through. And then we got another one kind of mimicking an inside slider as we go off towards the extended forecast. But we're looking 10 plus days out, but you do see this trough digging out over the Pacific Ocean. This would be a change in the pattern. That is not an inside slider here. And this one would have the potential to tap some more subtropical moisture here. But again, this is fantasy land right now. It's just something for entertainment, but it can happen at this time of year. So we'll be watching the models here to see if this is something that eventually does trend. Now, taking a look at where we are, and you can see that frontal system just really falling apart as it approaches the coastal areas. But the second one, as we go through Monday morning, Monday late morning, Monday afternoon, that one's going to pack a bit of a punch with it, and it's going to bring some mountain snows. And then you can see the second system as we go through Tuesday afternoon across Pacific Northwest. Atmospheric river look to this one, and this system is going to bring some heavy precipitation amounts across some of the Oregon coast down through Northwest California, and this one will be digging a trough with some pretty cool air also across the region as we go on in towards the end of the week. And then if we scroll well off, we can kind of take a look here at that inside slider after that coming down, maybe some more precipitation chances with that. But then we dig the deep trough out over the Pacific Ocean, and you can kind of see what it would look like. And you can see this one has a better subtropical tap here, but that's purely fantasy as of right now. We're just kind of grasping at straws with that system. Now, if we take a look at 100-meter wind speeds, I do want to show you there's this decaying system right now. It really doesn't have much of a punch, a little bit of some blustery winds. But then this next frontal system is going to be rolling in as we go through Sunday night. And you can see it bringing some gusty southerly winds. And those southerlies really fall off once you get down towards the Bay Area. And then it becomes kind of the northwesterly flow and the westerly winds across the desert areas and some of the higher terrain as we go on in through Monday night on into Tuesday. Then if we scroll out towards the end of last night's European, you can see that next frontal system out over the Pacific Ocean kind of looming out there to the northwest. So taking a look at total precipitation in inches, let's run through this. This is the national blend of models. So this is the initial frontal system. Again, not much precipitation associated with that, but then the next frontal system, you'll see it here as we go through the day Monday. Look at this precipitation. Some pretty heavy amounts across some of the coastal regions, some of the North Sierra Nevada, Cascades, Klamath Range as well. And you'll notice it kind of cuts off here once it gets down towards Southern California with that first system. And then the secondary frontal system, again, another round of rain potentially for the Bay Area, some more mountain snow, some colder air behind this system, and a little bit better chance for some Southern California precipitation as we go through the end of next week. We'll continue to watch that. It's still a ways off at this point. And if we scroll way off into the extended forecast, 10 plus days out, you can see additional precipitation trying to move in. But look at some of these totals there over the next 10 days or so for Northwest California and the Oregon coastline, and some pretty good amounts across some of the northern Sierra Nevada, and even some of the coastal range Bay Area north. So something to look forward to here over the next few days. There is even a day 3 excessive rainfall outlook. Check it out. It does include portions of Northern California, some of the Cascades, Klamath Range here, and just north of the Bay Area. And this one is for day 5. So yeah, they're watching it. You know, the National Weather Service and Climate Prediction Center is all over this stuff. If we look at total snow in inches, I want to show you the timing of this next system rolling in. So let's scroll back here. This is Monday morning. And you can see the snow starts flying for Northern California, Mount Shasta here for Monday morning. And then as we go on in through the day Monday, you can see some of that snow coming down across the Sierra Nevadas, a few inches. Again, mainly above 5,000 feet. Probably most of it, 7,000 feet plus, but, just be ready for that. And then as we go through Thursday, you can see the next round, and that could bring some decent amounts with it as well, as you see the snow piling up a little bit there over the Sierra Nevada as we go on in through next week. And look at this down across Southern California. Pretty chilly air mass could bring some snow to the higher terrain, the peninsular and the transverse ranges as well, especially, some of the places out and around Big Bear might get some early season snowfall as we go through mid-November. Now, taking a look at temperature departure from average, this is since October, about the last 30 days. And you can see kind of a mixed bag here across California, still on the above average side, but not exceptionally so. And you see Southern California in the green, they're a little bit below average as well. But if you look at the last 90 days, you can kind of see that a little bit warmer than normal here across, more than a little bit warmer than normal, but you can see it really prevalent there across the state of California. And if we go towards percent of average precipitation for the last 90 days, look at this, a pretty good deficit we've been running here. It is still fairly dry this time of year. So when you're below normal, the percentages can get skewed a little bit here and it can kind of make it look worse than it is. But we are running a deficit across much of the state of California. And if we go back over 6 months, and this spans through May 8th all the way through where we are currently, you can see a lot of the west has been below average, including virtually the entire state of California. So looking at the 6 to 10 day, West Coast below normal here. That's kind of a nice sight, right? November 18th, that runs through. And then we go to 6 to 10 day precipitation. And they're watching those frontal systems as well. The above average signal is here for California. There's the 8 to 14 day also. Still that below average signal. So thumbs up for that. And above average also in there. So anyway, hope you guys are liking the channel. We'll break this all down again tomorrow. We'll see what these systems do and they trend. And we'll see what kind of frontal systems are likely to come through the upcoming week. This one's got pretty good confidence. It's going to be moving in on Monday morning, but then the systems after that, of course, are going to be, it's always a little bit more unsure as you look out into the forecast. But anyway, we'll continue to watch that. We'll see how the models trend, and hopefully we can start bringing some storm activity down into portions south of the Bay Area as well. So anyway, hope you guys are having a good day. Click like and subscribe. We'll do this all again tomorrow, and I will talk to you guys then.